And here we are in front of the Stone Tooth. I found this picture when I looked up Stone Tooth on Google. I have no idea who it belongs to, so I'm not giving credit to anyone. But this is really what the Stone Tooth kind of looks like. And that cloud there kind of looks a little bit like smoke rising from somewhere. So I really kind of like that. Quick check, all of you in the board can see the image, yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Good. Excellent. Okay. So where we start, again, is in a well-secured camp with in a well-hidden area. And you sleep, you wake up. Let's say, Gale, go ahead and give me... You've made some pretty good precautions. Give me a D12. If you roll a 1, there's an encounter.
Okay.
That's a 7, but it looked kind of like a 1 for a second, but it wasn't. So you sleep, you wake. I think I've already applied the long rest to you in the combat tracker. Excellent. So once again, you find yourself near, but not quite at, the base of a trail leading up the Stone Tooth. What do you do?
I think as part of the waking up morning action, I would send swoops out again up to go at least 500 feet, if not 1,000 feet up the trail, just to scout for any surrounding humanoids.
No problem. So swoops, I'm not going to drop the map just now, but yeah, swoops is able to fly out, and there is a spot where the trail, it kind of goes up the hillside, and it goes around a corner that you can't see from the side of the mountain you're on, and reaches a switchback where there are 2 orcs, apparently very bored, guarding the path.
How far away from us are they?
And it's far enough away to where, like, Swoops is going to have to come back and report rather than being able to transmit this directly. So you don't get a real perfect idea of distance, but you feel like if you go down this trail, by the end of the day, you would get to where Swoops was.
Okay.
The trail kind of twists and turns a lot because it's a really steep hillside.
All right. So when Swoops comes back, I let everybody else know there are 2 orcs a distance up the trail.
Okay.
Do we know that the trail is the way to get into this mountain?
I mean, it seems like the obvious entrance.
Really quick, actually, Gale, when Swoops finds this, and I'm going to kind of let you decide this, does he immediately turn around and report, or does he continue down the trail further to look at other stuff?
I think he would go the maximum distance I taught him, unless someone has detected him as being more than just a random bat in the forest.
The orcs aren't paying attention to shit.
Yeah, as long as they don't react, Swoops will continue on and then come back. These
orcs are only on guard in the most technical sense. They are standing where they are supposed to stand. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and say that Swoops also is able to note that there is an entrance to the cave that, though Swoops lacks the ability to understand these things, looks man-made rather than, or perhaps dwarf-made, rather than natural. There's definitely into the mountain up ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, into the mountain
where the trail
up ahead.
leads.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so we do have an entrance.
We do. And looks like there's only 2 orcs between us and it.
I mean, that's not bad.
I don't trust it.
Jocko Sunshine, thank you very much. We're going to have a great game, or maybe everyone will die. We'll see. I have no idea.
I'm pessimist.
Yes. Swoops isn't so good at, like, checking for traps and things, but, like, there were 2 obvious people along the trail. And then a cave.
And as a reminder, you did find tracks. That were
a lot of tracks.
Fairly, yes, but there were also like a couple of sets of fairly recent tracks going outward that I think you surmised were
probably orcs.
Or other heavy soldiers, yes, but at this point, probably orcs.
Yeah.
All right.
So we have options. We can go up the trail, hang out with 2 orcs, potentially. We could follow the tracks down to see if they're bonus orcs. Or we could, I don't know, wander around in the woods for another couple hours.
We could go further up the mountain and find the source of the smoke.
I honestly think we're going to get the most information from talking to the 2 orcs on the trail.
Hopefully they can understand us. I don't speak Orcish.
That's a good thing. Do I have a spell for this?
I'm not willing to automatically assume that the orcs' presence here indicates they're hostile, but that doesn't mean I'm wanting to necessarily give our position away.
And here's a question. Oh, how do I put this? Trying to think. So we've got orcs, and we know that the orcs are around, right? They've been coming around. But do we know that the orcs are the one that are inside the mountain doing?
No, we don't know that.
So there's a possibility we could go piss off a bunch of orcs and not even have the correct way to get to where we're supposed to be going. I don't think we have enough information yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We shouldn't approach the orcs with weapons drawn.
Yeah.
I think we should at least try to talk to them.
I'm not certain, unless one of us is an orc expert, I'm not sure we should approach them at all.
I mean, but they'd be the people who would know most about what's been going on the mountain, wouldn't they?
Well, we have other options, right? Like we could, like I said, we could approach the orcs. We could go find bonus orcs. We could wander around in the woods for a couple hours, and I hope there's another entrance into the mountain. Currently, this seems like the easiest path in. It's right
and
there.
We could, if we know where they are on the trail, so when we're getting close, if we want to, we can try to go around that one part of the trail and sneak past the orcs if we don't want to engage.
It would be easy enough to distract them.
Yeah. And then, so from the vague distance that I'm getting from swoops, about how long of a walk to get to where the orcs are? Half a day? Less? More?
We'll say a little bit more, unless you want to push it. If you take a level of exhaustion, you could get there in a half a day. Otherwise, you're going to get there definitely before sundown, probably mid to late afternoon. You don't get a really great, like, Swoops doesn't.
He's not super great with numbers.
Yeah, he doesn't think in a winding path kind of way.
Yeah.
He thinks in a Z-axis kind of way.
Yeah, kind of, a little bit. A+ math.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I vote for going up the trail.
Same here.
I guess we can try it.
Okay.
Then it doesn't matter what I say, where I'm outvoted. But
you should still voice your thoughts.
I mean,
I don't care to engage the orcs at this juncture. So my suggestion is as such: let's try to go further up the mountain. I'm thinking we're looking for the forge that their smoke can indicate that.
Yeah.
but is there a path further up the mountain? I thought the path that goes further up the mountain is the one that leads to the orcs. We don't know how to get further up the mountain yet, unless you're talking about trying to climb.
No, it leads to orcs, and then just beyond orcs, there's an opening to a cave that goes further into the actual mountain from this trail.
I don't want to actually do rock climbing today.
I've never done rock climbing before. I don't know if I'd be very good at it.
That's my reasoning. So
Pretty certain the only person now who would be good at rock climbing would be Echo, and Echo's not here.
I think Hyacinth could do it, but Hyacinth has a baby right now.
Pitch the whole way up.
You're not wrong.
No, I'm not. So that may be a
Meepo,
little bit.
have you ever?
Yeah. So
yeah,
Meepo, and I've been thinking sort of a little bit about how Meepo would react to this situation. Meepo is going to say that he errs on the side of not engaging orcs because in his experience, engagements with orcs turn hostile very quickly and then irretrievably.
But there's only two of them.
That's his
That we
opinion
know
is
of.
his opinion is once the orcs see us, they know we're here. And Meepo's a little uncomfortable with that idea.
Okay.
But that's his deal.
So we know the general part of the path that they're on. Once we're like within 30 minutes of them, we can send swoops out again, get a more specific location for them once we're there, and then try to go around?
Yes, hold on. Kistrel, go ahead and spam that a little bit more, please, because I'm loving that Meepo. Look at that.
Unicorn?
That is amazing. The Meepo with the unicorn pride horn. I love it. That is amazing. And yeah, Meepo is pretty smart, but then again, he's also been trained by Calder, so it makes sense that he would side with him. Let's jump back over here. But I think it doesn't take a brilliant intellect to not want to let the orcs know where you are. I think that's a pretty basic idea. So friends, let's come to a consensus if we can. It seems like we're heading down the trail. And when we are fairly close, we are sending swoops out again to go scout it out.
Scout it out, find exactly where the orcs are when we get there so that we can go around.
Gyoskun, welcome. Glad you're here.
Right?
Sure.
I mean, aside from that one cave entrance into the mountain, do we have any other way to get closer to the smoke or potentially find this forge?
Here's a question. Can I see this smoke from where we are?
I
know we have canopy.
Yeah, you can't see the smoke from where you are now. However, swoops could definitely get you a bearing to the smoke, like if he needed to, because it's a big ass column. Like to you, it's unseeable because it's up in the sky.
Right.
But if you were to decide to set your bearing to that that chimney of smoke, swoops could probably get you there. Just by going up above the canopy. So that, yes, is an option.
Yeah. Let's like what side? Yeah, I'll send swoops up. Like what side of the mountain? Like if we're coming from the south because we were going north, is it again then on the north side of the mountain or?
So I have, and this is a thing that I'm going to let you all debate. I have a top-down map of the area that I can give. However,
Right.
I need you all to justify why I should give you a top-down mountain or a top-down map of this mountain. We know for sure that Swoops is not directly transmitting visual information to Charlotte, so Charlotte will not be able to make a map directly with Swoops. If you all can justify to me why I should give you that map, I will absolutely give you that map, and it will show you where the smoke is coming from. You tell me, friends.
There is no other maps of this area according to the cartographer guy.
Not really. Like the people don't come out this far because it's dense foliage all the way up. Like that path, the path that you're on, as far as the cartographer knows, didn't exist. But I could use. I'm going to go ahead and jump back over to the table. Survival checks from everybody again. I know you all suck at it, but maybe one of you will get lucky. Survival checks, please. Look at, oh my god.
Oh, hey, look, there's that one.
Now,
And the 20.
and wait,
But the one came first.
okay, so I did that wrong. I put that in wrong because I saw the 20 first. Wow.
Oh.
Again, we have a natural 1 and a natural 20 right next to each other. I love this game so much, friends. And fun fact, by the way, about natural 20s, and I know this is silly and it's pedantic, but I'm going to mention it anyway. A natural 20 on a skill check is not an automatic success like it is for an attack roll or a save. But in this case, it is definitely more than enough. That was awesome.
Technically, Kyoskun managed to redeem a +2 to the next D20 roll by a PC, which I think means that Calder got a 3.
You got a 3. Okay, fair enough. We'll go ahead and have that +2 apply to the next roll.
The next
So
one.
whatever the next roll is,
kind of thing.
that's going to be that. I even forget why I made you make a survival check in the first place.
Well, to
You're
help
trying to
with
determine
the mapping.
the map.
So I think to explain
yes.
that natural 20 is that Charlotte has spent a good deal of time understanding what the world looks like through echolocation by doing the into the senses of her familiar. And so even though it doesn't go very far, Charlotte, like when she sends Swoop to go look for the smoke in the surrounding areas, she will, as long as she can, be into his senses and make an echolocation sort of map for the distance that she can. So 100 feet in every direction, and then plus another 60 feet out from the very
I'd
edges.
imagine that would feel a little bit like almost a topography map more than anything else.
Yes. Now this, and I love this, and I'm going to go ahead and say yes. So this means that Swoops and Charlotte have a very, very close understanding when it comes to how they communicate. Because they are really like go out, scan this spot, come back, transmit the information, go out, scan another spot, come back. I love it. So tell me just for a moment a little bit about what it was like to train Swoops to do this. I know we're going back a little bit, but I feel like this is a moment that we can make pictures and fan art and memes of. Tell me a little bit about what it was like to train Swoops to be able to do this thing.
So I think, the easiest way to actually translate it was Charlotte first had the idea to be holding Swoops while doing the into his senses and walking around using his senses to guide her.
That is so amazing.
And I'm sure that they fucked it up so many times before they actually synced to do it. But I think that would be the strap bat to self, try to walk with bat senses.
Nathaniel, welcome. We're going to be here for the next probably 3 hours and 20 minutes-ish. We're hoping to be here until about 10 p.m. Pacific. So, yes, you are able to get this map from the top. And I will go ahead and share that with you now. And I will go ahead and zoom in on it for my viewers.
Oh, so the smoke isn't coming from the big mountain.
The smoke is not quite directly coming from the big mountain, no. It is, in fact, coming from an area slightly to the south. And as you can see, that switchback where the two orcs are kind of disappears into the underbrush. Mm-hmm. That's it right there.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and read the box text from last time, just because it's been a minute. That box text is, as you travel north from the mining town of Blasingdale, you pass through brooding pine forests and deep vales. From where you stand now, you catch a sight of a tall, steep hill that rises to a prominent bare knob of rock, the Stone Tooth. A thin spire of smoke rises from some unseen point high on the hill's slopes, and you can make out a steep, narrow road or track that runs back and forth across the face of the mountainside. Although, of course, now you do know the origin of that smoke.
Okay. So if the last switchback is where the orcs are,
yeah,
then we could just, that turn before it, just continue straight? Like, am I reading that right?
You could theoretically, yes. You could go off of the path, go cross country, and find the source of the smoke. Yes, that is 100%. In fact, I'll even zoom in on that spot.
Yeah.
Like right for chat to see it. This switchback right here. If you keep going straight and up, probably a pretty gnarly hill, then yeah, you'll find the source of the smoke right up there.
I think we should be going towards the smoke, not the orcs.
They're in the same general direction from us.
General
Yeah,
direction, but
Then the smoke might be their camp.
That's a lot of...
That's a lot of
Yeah.
smoke for a camp.
That might be a big camp.
Unless they're burning like pyres all the time, you won't get that much smoke.
We
Okay,
don't know what
so-
we don't. To be fair, we don't know what they're doing.
So what are
Okay.
we doing?
Yeah, I'm kind of here for that. Like, are we gonna potentially go deal with the orcs and follow the trail? Are we going to cross country and check out the smoke pillar, which may or may not be the forge, may or may not be an orc encampment or something? We got to pick something. Indecision is only going to get us so far, and so far is absolutely fucking nowhere.
How about we get halfway there, do the thing like we were talking about, do the scouting, get halfway there, and send swoops out to look at where the smoke is.
That sounds
Get a
like
half a day's travel.
Okay.
All right?
Get closer.
No
We're
problem.
leaving the cartographer and his guard here, along with the cart, right?
Yes. I mean, yes.
Cartographer Steve, Mr. Bone Wolf.
Excuse me, the cartographer has a name.
Visif.
It's Visif.
Very well.
By the way, just a quick thing, because folks who are viewing have been asking me to give more ways to help out the crew with bits and stuff. I have set a 2,500 bit goal, which I'm not going to go ahead and put up a thing for, but I've set a 2,500 bit goal for powering up Kevin Bonewolf from a CR 1/8 to a CR 1/2 NPC. To guard the area. So this would also, of course, help me with my moving expenses because I'm going from Santa Rosa to Sacramento. So if you all cheer those wonderful bits, if we get to 2,500, I will be powering up Kevin Bonewolf for any future encounters. I have to throw in that one little advertisement, and we're going to go ahead and move forward from there. So yes, Kevin, are you leaving the skeleton, or are you taking the skeleton with you?
We're taking the skeleton.
Yeah. Just to
I'm gonna look at the group for a second and I go, okay, we don't know how long we're gonna be gone. We are currently paying for this cartographer to sit in the woods until we get back.
Well, that's a good point. How much gold do I have?
So the question comes down to, do you guys really think that this is an effective use of our money? Or should we logically send this dude back to town?
I think we should have this cartographer go with Mr. Bone Wolf around the area and
Mr. Bonewolf, he likes that. From now on, he would like everyone in the party to please refer to him as Mr. Bonewolf.
And you can refer to me as Marquez Deschamps.
Thank you, Zargrus, for your totally not at all self, you know what I'm saying.
Aiding.
Yes, a bit cheer. I appreciate that.
Mighty disparaging talk if someone needs help for moving expenses.
That's also fair.
It's okay.
So,
I honestly wish I could do more.
Thank you.
yeah, we've got this far. We found the trail that's not on any map yet, and he spent last night, Vestif spent last night adding that to his notes and maps.
He's definitely
The
got
trail.
some drawing to do for a bit as well. So long as he doesn't get eaten while he is at the camp, you'll probably be able to have some great information when you get back.
Then I think he should cartog around here while we go do our thing.
Sycanthrope's
Yeah,
got a
how
great
about-
plan. Mr. Bone
How
Wolf
about
is
we-
not a skeletal wolf minion. He is a human-ass servant, but when he inevitably dies to the heartbreak of all, I'm sure he will come back as a zombie and then probably as a skeleton. If I know anything
And as
about
a
these
werewolf?
4 people
Oh my God.
in my vicinity, if I know anything about these folks, he will come back as all of those things. Gail, sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you.
desperately need a zombie skeletal werewolf minion now.
God.
And his name will
Okay.
be
Too
Fluffy.
many prefixes.
So how about I have enough gold to cover it if we prepay you for 3 days? If we don't come back in 2, spend your third one getting back to town. Does
Easy
that
gold?
sound okay with everyone?
Camp out in the woods for a couple of days and take some notes and draw some stuff. I'm game. I love it. I'm in.
Excellent.
I'm not going to
All right,
die,
so-
am I?
That's
much
what Kevin's...
Don't-
Sorry,
don't
Mr.
go.
Bone Wolf is here for.
What's
Too
his
much
rate of
further
gold?
up the path. And
What's his rate of gold per day?
1 gold per day for him, 2 gold for Kevin.
Okay.
So for 3 days, that would be 9 total, and I can pay all of that.
It turns out even expensive mercenaries are just trivial. Adventurers would be like, just
I'm about to
throw
say,
more
I could
mercenaries at the
pay-
problem.
I could pay more if we want to make sure that he's there.
I'll
when
throw.
we get him out.
Well, I'm going to throw 12 more gold at it to make it a full week.
That's
Yeah, that's what I'm
2,000
thinking.
of
Remember
the
that a week is
2,500 bits.
10 days.
Yes,
Yeah,
a week
we'll
is
see
10
what
days.
7 is.
All,
Did we bring
just-
it?
So another 9. That's fine.
Kestrel, thank you for your 1,000 bits. I love you.
Sure, a full week. Very well. I'll round. Calder will round it out to a full week.
I can do math. All right, so I paid 9. You paid more. All right, so we've got them here
And
for
if-
a week, and if we don't return to go back,
On the last day, and if we return before then, they are considered prepaid. And we decide to return. I'm okay with returning with them with no loss of funds because we are kind of like leaving them out in the forests.
But that's why we have Mr. Bone Wolf.
Exactly.
and we're leaving them with Prettyfoot.
Yeah, exactly.
Prettyfoot, yes.
Prettyfoot's badass. Calder's
Prettyfoot
horse is
has-
also badass.
Prettyfoot also has a known hatred for the local shrubbery, which is the closest thing we have found to dangerous flora.
I saw that, yes. And in fact, we have a +2 first from Nathaniel because we haven't rolled again since then. And then an advantage from Kistrel. Yes, we have both of those logged. Kistrel, I promise we will make sure to apply those if we remember. If we remember.
I have it in front of me, and it was Kyoskun.
And if you do go back, if we don't come back in the week, and you do end up going back to town alone, send the map that you make to Citadel Advar.
Got it. 123 Dwarf Street. Got it.
Yep.
Not wrong.
All good. So
Okay.
that all makes sense. So you leave the cartographer and Kevin Bonewolf, Mr. Bonewolf, behind. Sorry, I did not mean to disrespect you, Mr. Bonewolf. Please do not come for me while I'm sleeping. Let's. Where are we going? What are we doing from there?
Up the trail half a day, stopping well short of the orcs
For lunch.
for lunch, and then scouting the immediate surroundings.
So you're a bunch of nobles, and I know Calder has like soldier military training, but it's hard. It's really steep, guys. It's really steep. But yeah, you're able without exhaustion, probably maybe with or without complaint, you managed to make your way up. Is there anything that anyone would like to say or do during the half day sort of jaunt? I'm gonna go.
We should probably do some prep spells.
Yeah, spells are good. What are you all about?
After we get 5 hours into our walk, I will
Calder's
slap-
mage armor.
I'll
You did
slap
it before.
mage armor on Calder.
Yeah.
I just
Well,
wanted to make a note real quick.
Yes.
That lore has changed seasons.
Ooh, what was the season and what is the season? Remind us.
So she went from spring, which is the happy, everything is good, green look, to summer, which is yellow goldish. So her skin is goldish, her eyes are, instead of green, they're yellow. Her hair is slightly more blonde. Her outfit is more yellowish. And this is more of the angry, punchy type, because that was the emotion that she was dealing with yesterday.
That makes sense. So, what else do folks have to do on their half day to 3/4 day trek? Anyone else?
I mean, I'll fill the hours talking a little magic shop with Calder, but never quite ignoring our surroundings.
That's probably a good plan. What's Swoop's up to as you're going?
Oh, he's holding onto the back of my necklace and napping inside of my coat collar.
That's adorable. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. So yes, you get to that switchback right here that I am going to mark on the map. And that's roughly the path you're looking to take, yeah? Or actually, no, that's not right, because the smoke's coming from over there. So it's more like that-ish. We're zoomed really far in, so you can't really see, or so it's not working very well. So I'm going to remove that. But that's you come to this switchback to the point where you can either continue down the path to the place where the orc guards are, or you can go forward into the dense underbrush, or into the dense brush, trying to get to the smoke. How we doing? What are we up to? You're at that intersection.
The orc is an easy path.
You are close enough. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, continue.
You're close enough to where, like, if you crept up a bit, you'd probably be able to catch the smell of the orc guards at least.
Well, first thing is aren't we going to be sending Swoops out to check out the smoke?
Yeah, do you want him to do a more detailed circle to see if there's even more orcs here, or just to find the two that we already know about?
I figure I'd do detailed now that we're up here and it's more of a range. And we just need to try and be quiet and careful while we wait. And go from there.
Okay.
Is what I think. I don't know why you guys are talking to me.
I'm just the bard.
I was gonna say, aren't you one of the more experienced adventurers here?
Yeah, it's me and Calder.
What do other folks think?
I mean, I'm kind of in the mood for a fight as it is. So, but if we want to struggle against the Leafs, then we can struggle against the Leafs.
We're not struggling against anything. We're getting information.
Yeah, I'll send Swoops out.
Jeff, what's up?
Nothing. I have nothing to contribute because I'm just listening to the information and planning.
I'm hearing a clicking sound from someone. Does anyone know what that is?
That's me turning on and off my mic because someone's vacuuming in my house. Sorry.
Perfect. No, it's better than having vacuum sound, so I appreciate that you're doing that. Thank you. Okay, so it sounds like you're sending Swoops out, and yes, you can get a heading from where you are to where you need to be. Now, Swoops, of course, can't tell under the dense underbrush whether there are any obstacles between you and the smoke cloud. But yes, you can absolutely get a bearing. It would take a survival check to get from where you are to the actual source of the smoke. Don't roll it at the moment because it's just us on the screen. But if that's a thing you want to do, then that's the thing we're going to do. But that's going to represent you all like trudging through the brush. So I want to make sure that you're doing that rather than going and dealing with orc guards. Up to you all.
We're not going to wait for Swoops to come back?
I mean, when Swoops comes back, he is able to report that, yes, I can get you there. It might take a bit of time because there are some parts that I can't see, but I can definitely get you to that point, yes. You might have to wander a bit, but we'll get you. I'll get you there. Swoops is 100% confident that he can get you to the smoke. Swoops has become very confident in his abilities since the last session. Nathaniel, take care.
I mean,
see you tomorrow morning.
I'm all for bypassing the orcs and just going towards the smoke.
I don't feel a special reason to have to entangle the orcs at this time.
And we know where they are if we do want to backtrack.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it one way or the other.
Okay. I guess Swoops is leading us onwards again.
Well, we do have things we can do to get them off the path or to distract them appropriately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you make your way into the underbrush. Swoops once again is able to dart up, get a bearing, tell you where you need to go. But the problem is you all still have to navigate your way there. So I am going to give Swoops an automatic success in giving you a bearing, but each and every one of you is going to have to make a survival check on your own, and I'll get to you in a sec, Em, to try to get to the place where Swoops is pointing. Because obviously sometimes there's a big ass tree in the way, or a veil, or a rock that's very large. Em, yes.
We have a +2 and an advantage /+5.
So the first person to roll gets a +2, and the second person to roll gets a +5. I will let you all decide. Or not a +5. Advantage is better than +5 under most circumstances.
I'll take the +2 because I'm happy to dive on that grenade.
Yeah, I have a -1 to my survival normally. Anyone have worse?
I have a 0, so not as worse.
You want one of the zeros to be on have advantage, I think.
As opposed to Gale having
This
it?
might be the second time that chat gets you through the exploration part.
Chat will always get us through the exploration part. Chat is fantastic. We love you, Chat. Why don't we give Gale the +2, and Jeff, why don't you take the advantage?
Sure.
Could I offer just a question?
Can I offer a nice bardic inspiration in this time?
No. I mean, that would be really cool, but I don't think the extra health is going to help us in this. But can I use a nature check to I'm trying to figure out a way to make my survival do a little better.
Convince me.
Well, I have read a lot, and unlike a lot of others, while my survival, I didn't obviously focus on like wood stuff. I did grow up in the most rural of provinces in comparison to the other nobles.
Okay.
And I would have grown up dealing with horses and mules, and I would have grown up, as much as I've been a bard, I would have grown up probably also running around the woods quite a bit. So I want to say that I want to use a nature check to prove that I'm not quite as stupid on survival.
Okay. I have an idea. Go ahead and roll it, and we'll see how the dice rolls out.
I mean, it's not like I've got nature either, but I do have a +1 to nature, and my intelligence score is slightly higher. So we'll give it a try.
Yeah, I'll give you the roll. Let's see what happens. We'll see if you manage it or if you embarrass yourself more.
So here's a question.
So
I'm rolling at my
really fast though. That wasn't necessarily the roll, because we have bonuses to consider. Who was getting the +2?
We were gonna give the +2 to Gale originally.
Okay.
Because they have a minus.
Gale, go ahead and take the +2 and make that roll, please. You got a 12. Unfortunately, that is not going to be enough for you to be able to find your way.
All right.
We have advantage, yes. That's an 11. Unfortunate. So now anyone can throw whatever because that's that. Chat, you did your best. You really did. But sometimes these knuckleheads just don't know how to roll dice. It just happens that way sometimes.
We're a bunch of pampered nobles doing hiking in the woods.
It is really like that, right? Like can we make camp
exactly like
literally there's no place to put a tent. Like it's a hill with trees. Like we have to keep going. Yeah, I love it.
Okay, here's my survival.
That's nice.
Hey,
And that's nice. Okay. So between the two of you, now we're gonna go ahead and tell a story of this because it's been kind of like all of you are right around the same area, right? 11, 12, 13, and 15. So you're all kind of not great at this, right? And I'm gonna say that as you're sort of navigating your way around, there are definitely a couple of points where you're like, okay, Swoop says to go that way, but we literally can't go that way. So what are we supposed to do? And you sort of make your way around. And at some point, you find yourself in a rare clearing.